Hi, Tim Span here. I want to show you a quick demo on MiNiFi, some of the things we could do. Got a lot of the code and examples here in this GitHub repo, so you can give it a try. But let's go into Cloudera Edge Management tool here. And we're in this second tab. And if you could see here, we're seeing what's going on with events from all of our different classes of servers. You can see some things happened. I recently sent an asset from a command line tool over to this agent. Well, this class of agents. If there was more than one, right now there's more than one. But you could see all this information, and all this can be pushed to logging system, Grafana, something else, depending on what you want to do. We also have the agent manager. This is pretty powerful. You could pick what fields you want to see here, and you could, I'm ordering it by status. You could order by other things. You could see all the different classes of MiNiFi agents that you have deployed, what version they are. Obviously, some things get pushed out a lot. Also give you access to copy things if you want that information. And the unique agent ID, which could be automatically generated, or you could specify it in the configuration file. Tells you when the last time was seen, last time it got an update, host name, IP, OS. And if you want to see details, you could go into class and agent, see what's going on with space. You could also pop right into the designer, which is a nice feature. Pretty easy to do that. We could do things like go specifically to one agent, and here you get all those details, what class it is, specific one. So if you had thousands of these, you could browse through them all, and you can see what's going on the individual machines here. And you could see things like, how's that machine doing? We can put into debug mode, and remember, I'm not pushing anything from the edge management server anywhere. This is putting a note there, so when we get the heartbeat back from those agents coming in, if you have that turned on and they're on a network, we'll give that suggestion to give us the debug package. And I'm going to send that, so the next time it calls in, they'll give us that. We can also see all the configuration there, and you can update it. Like if you need to update configuration there, you see we sent that request. Oh, and it completed already. And we'll download that. We can take a look at what it sent us. We can see what alerts are going on. We'll give you all the alerts that have happened on that one. It was offline for a time. Can happen. So we can look at edge events. Monitor is probably the quickest way just to see what's going on. Again, sortable. You can see what's going on the different health levels. And I've got a number of devices out there. Some are running the Java agent, some are running the C++. And you can see right now, all of these are reporting, and then we have one node. I've got a couple that aren't reporting. And here I've got two agents offline. So that's concerning to it, because it's like, hey, why aren't we getting them all in? Well, two of them I deleted and renamed. So those are never coming back. But what are you going to do? So we have those running, and we could navigate between all of them very easily. Now, something to remember is any of this information that looks interesting to you, you could go through the REST endpoint. Again, everything could be secured, as we mentioned before, SSL and a bunch of different security mechanisms, depending on what makes sense for you for CEM. And you could run lots of different things, and we could test them here. And I tested things out like this one. Give me the, what's going on with the agents out there. And you could run all of them like, is it enabled to get those configuration files? We'd also do things like send a file. Now I'll do that from the command line because that's we're DevOpsy. So I've got two different ones here. Let's make sure that this hasn't run. Now I am on the MiNiFi Java agent for RPI 400, and I'm going to send it to that one from command line. And that's that first one. I'm just going to send over a picture. And we'll go take a look, see if that showed up. Not yet. We gotta wait for the heartbeat. Well, let's go over here, make sure that's going, and we could send the other one too, since we gotta wait till the heartbeat comes back. So once that heartbeat's there, let's take a look in the operations, and if we could see if that's come through yet. Up here we go. Deployed, update the asset here, update the asset. So Sploot should have come over. That's a picture of one of my cats. But you could send any kind of files, including encrypted ones, a new NAR file, a class library, some kind of file you might need. Okay, those two files have just showed up, and that's the current time. So you do have to wait for the heartbeat, and you could watch all that going on here, and you can see here the two images got up there. Pretty straightforward, but gives you a way to communicate, send files. Pretty cool here. So we can see the status, what's going on here, and we can go into one of these flows. We can see if there's anything backed up. And again, this is all available for REST endpoint if you want to automate it. Got a bunch of things turned off. I guess I could delete them. No reason to keep them there, because I split up my flow into two different agents on the same machine. I've got this one is C++, and you'll notice that because it's got or actually this is Java. You could tell there's a whole bunch of ones there. You could also see when it sent back from the server what it was running. So this is a regular Java one, and we could see if there's any new stuff there. Like if I pushed a new NAR file, that could show up here when we did a refresh. But I will send this to the server. Again, I'm putting a note there so that when something comes in, it will say, hey, there's a change when it gets that heartbeat. And it's going to push that out. And it is not going to lose stuff in the queues. So I know that was asked about, so we're good there. So we move this one out and got a couple different ways to navigate to other flows, but let's leave the C++ version here. And you can notice right away, this one is specific to C++, and there's a couple of things that are only in C++. Interesting services that are Linux specific, Linux power management, which you could have things happen when Linux comes online. Pretty cool there. You could also do things based on what kind of network you have. Like if the network, if you've got, which network should you look at? If you got multiple cards, or if you've got Wi-Fi versus telephone stuff. Here, this one is just going to run a shell script every minute. I do that because it's running a thermal camera on there, seeing what's going on. Here, the result of that thermal camera running is images. So after they've been there for 10 seconds and they're decent size, I grab them. I add a couple of properties to them, and I send them via HTTP. Could be HTTPS to a MiNiFi server, could be to any server. I could also have done something like put it right to S3. I could send it to Kafka, push it right to cloud resources. Whichever one of these makes sense for you, push it right to Splunk. You're saying, how do I handle, logging? You can manually handle it if you want, the power of MiNiFi here. This one is unique to Linux. This looks at all the different attributes running on the machine. And then here I'm going to append the host info. Then I publish it to Kafka. Any errors, I put in an error directory. I didn't really change much. Let's see if there's a new manifest. No changes there. And we will publish this one out. Again, pretty easy. And then you could see those kind of things change in our flows here. If we want to follow those along, this is the RP 400. See those go up. Those go to the specific agents. If there's a whole bunch of them, we'd see that going on. Again, You can see the architecture, Linux, C++, agent, all that kind of details as deep as you want to go. Got a couple other flows running. We changed this one. Let's see what this one is over here. I reload it. May have timed out sitting there for a while. We'll just load a new screen. Not a problem. So, because here we could just open any of the flows that we want, as long as I didn't crash my computer here. Got a lot running on one machine here, maybe too many windows. Okay, let's go to design, and we could open any of the designs here we want. I don't know if we've looked at this one. Again, executing things. I guess I don't need that. Let's get rid of that. Lots of different flows you can have here, and we can import and export these. Here is how you back them up really easy with REST, and then I can import them so you can automate moving your flows around. Is there any of these flows that are a little different? This one's running on my Mac. I'm just looking at the syslog and sending that to Kafka. Again, lots of different ways to send stuff around. Up to you what makes sense for your environment. You know, tailing files, whatever. You can run most MiNiFi flows here. Again, like we mentioned, you can add more NARs if you need them. That's pretty much it. I could show you on the other side when the data comes in. We have that landing. Pretty easy just to have a listener here. And I've got a bunch of different things listening. And then just distribute it out based on what it is. Like here, I could see that's an image. That's a thermal image. Camera's sitting next to me here. So it has me sitting at the desk. Got a warm screen and warm head here. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have more questions, definitely let us know. Thanks for watching the video.